Well, I don't think there is a reason why Buahri, shouldn't, negotiate with Nnamdi KANU, Sunday Igboho, and in recent times. As it is, he says why Buahri should not negotiate with Nnamdi KANU, Sunday Igboho, and other agitators in the country. That was the reason why I said I don't think there's a need, for Buahri not to negotiate or whichever. Well, in recent times, the President Muhammadu Buhari-led federal government has been advised by some political analysts to negotiate with secessionist leaders and groups. Well, it has been said that President Muhammadu Buhari, being, advised, and that's why I said I don't think Buhari will yield to that advice. These groups that are needed to be negotiated with includes the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by Nnamdi KANU, and the Yoruba Nation agitators, led by Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Igboho. Today, Joe Igboho, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, took to his Facebook handle to join his voice with those actively calling on the president to negotiate with agitators. According to Joe Igboho on his social media handle, says Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi Ooni of Ife has asked the federal government to dialogue with those agitating for secession. He said, I support this. That is coming from Joe Igboho. Yes, while this move is actually commendable, since it aims to restore lasting peace to region troubled by the actions of secessionists, I believe it is a bad idea for the federal government to negotiate with agitators. Well, first, these agitators have clearly stated that only want the country to divide so that their publics can be, established, or republic rather can be established. How then is the federal government and the president supposed to negotiate with a group of people who have made up their mind to carry out activities that would undermine peace in the country? Also, it would be wrong for the president to negotiate with agitators because by doing so, other secessionist groups would spring up for negotiations after the current set of agitators decide to shade their sword. Well, Nnamdi KANU, on the other hand, also has been agitating for either secession, and Sunday Igboho also is doing that. But the basic truth is that before they started clamoring for secession or to secede from the Nigerian Republic, they, Nnamdi KANU and Sunday Igboho, saw the atrocities these Fulani elders have been committing, and they sought for good governance from this present administration. But since they could not give them good justice, that was why they started agitating for division of the country, for a separate country. So you can also call them separatists. You understand? But they didn't, protest for good governance or division of the country with violence. It was peaceful. Well, the country has learned, perhaps in a hard way, that the world's approach to solving insecurity problems is by negotiating with those behind violent activities. A few months ago, Governor Nasser El-Rufai of Kaduna had banned negotiations between families of abducted victims and bandits in the state. El-Rufai revealed that the bandits were using the money they were being paid to reinforce and further launch more attacks on Kaduna residents. Hence, the ban. I think this should be served as a pointer to those thinking or asking President Muhammadu Buhari to negotiate with secessionists in the country. Well, Joe Igboho has, pledged his allegiance and laid his support as per what Ooni of Ife has said that the government should, have a rethink, and also, negotiate with these so-called agitators. Well, will these agitations or will this negotiation work? Will President Muhammadu Buhari bring himself to that level to negotiate with the agitators? Because as it is, Buhari himself is so arrogant, and his egocentric attitude will not allow him rather negotiate, because they have an agenda, that they want to, show to Nigeria. And they have been telling us that they want to Fulanize the country, because Buhari has, declared his allegiance for Fulani, supporting Fulani to the detriment of the people in the country, especially the people of the south. the northern people are the ones suffering it because of the killings and the maiming and kidnapping of the citizens of Nigeria, from the Fulani kingsmen. And Buhari has not really done anything to salvage the situation of the country when it comes to insecurity. Well, Nigerians have been reacting towards this, and according to Dauda says, but he can negotiate, pardon, and reintegrate the deadly terrorists into the society. Joe, you are a real fool, a confirmed outcast who is embellished with eating the crumbs falling from the table of his benefactors. And because of this regurgitated agony from his hollow cavity filled with ogwash. Okay, this person is faulting Joe Igboho, for declaring his support now for negotiation. Is it now that Joe Igboho is now waking up from his slumber, since he knows quite alright that he has faulted his people, not supporting his people, at the long run, because he has been the one castigating his people. But in the area of the Fulani herdsmen, when they have perpetrated enough evil, he has never, neglected or go against the Fulani people just because he is under his paymaster, who is also a Fulani, and that is why Joe Igboho, has been, backlashing his own people, which is uncalled for. Well, I am rather disappointed at Joe Igboho's submission on why the government should not negotiate with agitators. Joe, as a father and a husband, if there is crisis in your home from your children, won't you want to find out what occasioned such crisis, even if a pronouncement on killing somebody was made? Well, the nation must be divided someday. There is no too much story about it. You negotiate with Boko Haram, but you are saying you can't negotiate with the indigenous people of Biafra or the Oduduwa nation, or that means you are a hypocrite. Well, I think Nigerians are furious about this. But what Joe Igboho really wrote was that if Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi Ooni of Ife has asked the federal government to dialogue with those agitating for secession, me, I support this. So Joe Igboho is saying he supports, the dialogue with the agitators. You understand? He has never said they should not, dialogue with the agitators. That's what the headline is all about. But notwithstanding, I believe Joe Igboho is just waking up from his slumber after, backstabbing his people, because he has never condemned the activities of the Fulani herdsmen. Rather, he has been condemning, the hypocrisy against the people of indigenous people of Biafra, or the people of the Igbo clan. Saying they were the one that are destroying police station. Meanwhile, it's a wrong narrative, by the so-called administration of Buahri, pasting or posting or proscribing the indigenous people of Biafra as a terrorist group. And the country president, which is Buahri, has never declared this Boko Haram herdsmen terrorist group. Well, I would like you to share your view over the comment section. Thanks for listening, and God bless you.